in the situation, but you're watching yourself from outside of the situation.
Your higher self.
This is outside the splash zone. the doggone splash zone.
You see what I'm saying?
But you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why me personally, I'd want to.
You're returning. Welcome back, beautiful people. You too can be beautiful people. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, hit the like button, do any one of those things that you know helps fight Mr. Algorithm, because that's who we're fighting. We're not going to beg you to do this stuff. If you've enjoyed this stuff, just do it. This is the only time I'll mention it again. I love y'all. Y'all are the beautiful people of this shit. Once again, if you want to be a beautiful person, all you have to do is subscribe and all that stuff, because right now you looking kind of ugly. But every Monday on my Instagram social media feed, I post an interactive poll question. I leave it up for 24 hours. We also post it on the community page on YouTube. We leave it up all week here, and people vote, and we discuss the results here, which we're going to do right now. This week's poll question was, do you want to live and leave behind for your family generations? Question mark. I could have worded it better, but like I only had so much space. Even you'll notice even with the flipping options. But again, this is the gist of it. Do you want to live and leave behind for your family generations? Essentially, do you want to live rich and leave something behind? Or do you want to live poor? Like, damn, even I'm getting lost now. This is crazy. Do you want to live and leave behind for your family generations? That's it. That's pretty self-explanatory. Do you want to leave anything behind? Or how would you want to leave shit behind? I'm getting lost in my own question. I'm just going to give the options here because it'll make more sense. These are the options.
Will
Jesus. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, bro. This is one of the more confusing ones. Shut up. Do you want to live and leave behind for your family generations? These are the options. Option 1, win lotto and live wealthy with nothing to pass on. Live well with some property and money to leave. Live rich, die young, and leave money for one generation. Or live poor and leave some rare items that fund generations. Like you have some heirlooms that end up becoming like fucking worth millions of dollars later on type deal. But you yourself were poor. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
And I know it's kind of confusing.
How poor are we talking, though? What's like poor?
Well, you live poverty level.
Yeah, but...
So you're living.
Is it world poverty level?
You're not on the streets.
Or is this Canadian poverty?
You're not on the streets.
Okay.
Check the check. You have, check the check. You got debt.
Okay.
You're struggling, but you're living.
Yes.
So, once again, let me try and make sense of it. Do you want to live and leave behind for your family generations? The options were win lotto and live wealthy with nothing to pass on. So, what I'm thinking there is like the cash for life lottery. If you win cash for life, you get $1,000 every week for life. Up until like 52 years or whatever, but that doesn't transfer. So when you die, your family doesn't get that shit.
You can't save it and they get it?
You can save it, okay. But you still got your life to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? $1,000 a week in this day and age is not much. That's like groceries every 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's one trip.
So that's what I was thinking behind the first option.
Okay.
Then the second option, live well with some property like a house and money to leave behind. So you have like a house and 50 to 100K to leave behind or whatever. And you live decently because you have the house.
Yes.
Which is what's happening a lot now. It's like a lot of people's, unfortunately, like people inherit houses and stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the third option, live rich, die young, and leave money for one generation. So yeah, you leave enough money for one generation to live rich also. And you live rich.
Mm-hmm.
The last
but
option.
You die young.
But you die young.
How young?
I'll say like 40, 45.
40?
Yeah, 40, 45. That's not young enough?
No, that's a good hefty life, you know. Most people
all right,
are
I'll
from
say 30
we
then.
don't make it past
I'll
25.
Say 30 then. I'll say 30 then.
Okay.
I'll say
That's
30.
young. 30 is young.
I mean 40 is young, bro.
It is, but
what the fuck's going on in your brain?
You still live like 40. That's like middle aged.
This lighter's still gonna
this guy's gonna try and get
Yo, work though.
Yeah, maybe give it a little shake.
No. I just want to finish this joint.
You're gonna need a backup.
I need a
lighter.
backup lighter on set now. What the fuck is this? That sucks because my other green lighter is also going, and it's like the taller version of. Okay, so live rich, die young, and leave money for one generation. 30 is the age that we capped it at. Live poor and leave rare item that funds generations.
Rare item, one item.
Or well, items. I could only fit so many letters in this stupid poll.
Yeah.
And most people did get it because I had a bunch of DMs once again. Like, and one guy was actually mad because he messaged me. He's like, I didn't even get to vote properly because where you placed the poll, when I clicked the screen, it went to the fucking thing.
Went to the results.
And you know what's funny? He's like, oh, he looked at the results. He's like, oh, that's actually what I wanted to pick. I'm like, yeah,
that's so funny.
Yeah, shout outs to Reese. So yeah, before we get to the results, how do you vote on this?
My whole thing is I'm trying to pass things on for the most generations possible, right?
Yeah.
So if I gotta live poor or at least be struggling, you know what I mean? I'd prefer that because, like, I want the line to continue, if that makes sense.
You do, eh?
Yeah.
Would you not say that's buying into humanity?
No.
You wouldn't.
No, because I think that as long as the line continues, right, we have more experiences that feeds back up into the thing.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that line of thinking.
Yeah.
But if the whole point is to get out, why would you then in turn bring a direct descendant into a process that they might not get out of?
Well, my rare item would be...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Hey, yo, some ambulance shit. These are great grandfathers.
This book has been passed down for generations.
This is great grandfather Dante's papers. Is this the drawing of a pyramid? It's a drawing of a pyramid and a mirror.
Legit, honestly, something like that. Like
a diamond pyramid, by the way.
Yeah, but like I think something like that. Like that's why I'm so fascinated by the pyramids. Like that's the one thing they left behind, or the three things. But you get what I'm saying? Like they deliberately left that behind for generations. Like they built it so good that they said even time would fear this structure because time can't even destroy it. Because it's that good.
You always get a Super Saiyan because time can't even destroy it.
But you know what I mean? Like that's why I'm so fast, because they left that one rare thing behind. I'm not saying I would want to leave a pyramid, but you know, the pyramids, they were inscribed, they had knowledge in them. They, you know.
Once I heard this, it really not just blew my mind, it expanded my perspective in such a way. The idea that having children is just passing on hope that was just passed on to you. Like the concept of, so your parents had parents, right?
No, they didn't.
Well, shut the fuck up, nigga. Man, you can't just go along for the ride. You piece of shit. So, but your parents have hopes for you.
Yes.
That they put onto you. Because that's what they know, because their parents had hopes for them that they put onto them, that their parents had hopes for them, that you could just keep going down and down. It's like, oh, like my little boy or girl is going to grow up and be the one that changes the world. And then that little boy or girl grows up and the world hasn't changed, and then they have kids, and then they look at their kids and like, my little boy or girl is going to grow up to change the world. Yeah. And I wish I could just do that forever and ever, because that's essentially that whole concept. If the whole point is to not, if the whole point is to get out, then wouldn't success actually be getting your whole lineage out and keeping them out? Because this process is going to continue to take place regardless, because it has to. So what you're saying of bringing your direct descendants in so that they can have experiences to feed back to source, but those experiences, but when you are everything and everything is you, you're always here.
Yeah, and you want to experience stuff.
But that's happening regardless. So why bring your direct, like Because your fractal now has a potential to get off the wheel, but you're keeping your fractal.
The fractal can never leave the wheel.
You're keeping your. From our perspective,
the great wheel.
No, the whole point is getting off the wheel. That's what Jesus and the 12 disciples and the 13th is. The whole point is to get off the wheel. There is getting off the wheel. Centering.
Yeah, okay,
it's the only point on the wheel that is not affected by the motion of the wheel.
Yeah, so that's basically you saying like
dropping some high science here for you.
That's basically you saying like I'm in society, but I'm not a part of society. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm in society, but I'm not a part of society. But you would directly be a part of society by having children. You're keeping the society.
No, but I'm just think of that concept.
Okay,
like. The way I use this term a lot. I sit outside of the splash zone. You know what I mean?
My brother.
My brother. For those that have eyes to see and ears to hear, sit outside the splash zone, my brothers. We cannot get our linens wet, our J's wet, our koofies wet.
But when to play devil's advocate, you would need to also, as much as you need to be outside of the splash zone, you also need to be in the splash zone.
Yeah.
Because the splash zone is where all the shit, the only reason things can happen outside of the splash zone is because the splash zone exists.
Yes. I get what you're saying. The
only reason there's light is because there's dark and vice versa.
Exactly. So I'm actively watching the splash zone, and sometimes I'll sit there, but I don't sit there all the time. Some people don't know that there's outside the splash zone, and they just wet.
Oh, they just live in the chaos.
They're wet all day long.
Yeah,
that couldn't be me. I need to dry off. You know what I'm saying?
So no, but then so then you're kind of, in my eyes, you're proving my point of the whole, like, then how do you not view having children as, like, you know, continuing?
Okay, so if I have this knowledge, then they can also have this knowledge. So they might not have to be so swept in the splash zone all the time. That's my theory. Because I like if there's something that I for sure want to pass on, is knowledge and wisdom, right?
But can you not pass that on without physically being here?
You have to leave something.
Go deeper with
rare knowledge.
But go deeper with that understanding, though.
Okay.
What is Akashic Records then?
Yes.
What is the idea of ideas being pulled down? We talked about this last week.
Yes.
What is the idea of ideas being pulled down from the ethos? Why did Jimi Hendrix say he got ideas from the fucking the sky? Like, it's the whole idea of the Akashic Records. Nikola Tesla saying that he fucking tapped into the goddamn the universe to get all the answers and shit. It's the same thing that ancient Egyptians were saying.
You have to know that you can do that.
So again, now let me ask you, because you do know these things.
I know these things, but I learned these through the mud.
Yeah, to get out.
Yeah.
So you're gonna bring somebody else in?
Yeah, but
they're gonna be born out.
No, they're gonna be born outside this blast zone, and they can sit in it, and then they can step out. Some people are always in the spot. They're swept by their emotions all day, every day.
It's more than emotions, though, because it's all the forces that are...
They're trapped in it.
Because, like, let's be honest, though. Like, this paradigm, this whole existing on Earth is hell.
Disagree.
Well, again, yes, it is heaven at the same time. It's all a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
But no, this plane is actually... Every spiritual teaching will tell you this. There's a reason why God gave Satan domain, like, a metaphysical... underlying principle and teaching to why Earth is Satan's domain. People out here still like going based off this old notion, like this Christian idea of heaven being a physical place in the clouds and like hell being a physical place like beneath the crust of the earth or wherever the fuck they think it is. Whereas like, bro, take a look around you. This is hell. This is very much a hell paradigm. Like, yes, it's heaven too. Jesus, that's the whole idea of Jesus, right? Walking on water.
Yeah.
It's not that he literally walked on water. He was walking. He was outside. He was walking above his earthly. But did Jesus have kids?
I don't know. Did he?
No, Jesus was an energy, bro. Because you don't need to have kids.
You don't.
Because the energy is always here. You're always here.
I guess so.
Why be here in the physical, bro? This is a limitation. You're here limited. And if you're not, levitate right now, my nigga. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So why would you want to bring... The rest of you is already out. This is the last you that needs to get out.
So you're saying the real end game, because if everyone were to be like, the line needs to end with me, therefore we don't need any more people on this earth.
But that will never be.
But I'm saying if we fall,
that will never be though.
But hold on,
Okay,
just think of it though. Like if everyone were to think that way, then we would have no more people.
But everyone won't.
I know everyone won't, but I'm just saying, think about it. What would happen? Like,
but that I don't have to because it won't. Like, why think about something that you know is defined? That is not like it's polarity, bro. It's the yin and yang of it.
yeah.
So like they both need to exist. People need to be getting out as people are coming in. But do you, as one that's getting out and knowing this, you've been here and maybe you've been here a few times until you got to this version where you finally clicked.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's right. I'm here to do my work and get the fuck out.
Yes.
So you know that, but then you're going to bring another one in to fucking go through the site. Like,
Yeah. Isn't that the whole fun of it?
you're wildin'. Yes. Yeah, you like
Yes.
in a chaotic sort of way. Yes, like that's some Hanuman shit right there. You know what I mean? That's some chaos energy.
Yeah,
right
because
there.
I think that's also part of it, like, is the experience of getting out. Because when you're already back, you already have everything, everything's the same, and you're bored, which is why you create this realm.
I don't think there's a boredom. Why would there be a boredom?
It's not okay, it's not boredom, but it's the same.
It's not, bro. You're
It's
perceiving
every
this,
no.
You're
It's
perceiving this from
everything.
human
No,
logic.
it's
You're
everything.
perceiving this from human logic, though. I used to think that too, but it doesn't even make sense the more I think about it. To create everything out of boredom. No, like because and this is where my understanding starts to get a little limited because I'm just starting to expand my gnosis on all this stuff. You know what I mean? And getting to like serious and all this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like if we're talking about that, because we're limiting what we're talking about to just an energy or a source. But what about entities outside of here from other places potentially?
Okay. What about them?
This is like if that is true, if there is a home outside of this, do you see where I'm getting at?
Yes. Okay. So
If there's an actual true home, then I think you're getting this, and this is why my initial question was: are you not then getting caught up in the humanity of it, bringing people here to have this experience? Fuck this shit. There's a home, nigga. We actually can go home.
okay.
You know what I mean? So I like when you say, sorry, let me like get this thought out.
Go ahead.
So when you talk about like that point you were just making of, or that I was trying to counterpoint with, like, isn't that just a human perspective? Because why would you even need to have that type of thinking outside of this plane of existence? Like pleasure and pain and all this fucking shit,
Yes.
or boredom. Like, you know, what I mean?
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So okay. So my perspective on that is actually we can talk about dimensions here. Okay.
Okay.
So
We have no time for UFC again.
I know. I said dimensions.
We got 1 week. We got 1 week to get to UFC 300, or else we're missing it, and we'll probably never talk about MMA again.
It's been 10 weeks. We're gonna talk about it.
Those clips were good for us. Too,
I know.
bro. That's so funny.
But think of it like this. All right. If there's something,
yeah,
right, that's outside of all the dimensions, right? Its energy goes all the way from dimension 0 to dimension whatever the max is, if there is even is a max. But it's like all of it is within, all the dimensions are within this one thing.
Yeah.
Right. So those energy beings that you're talking about, they might be dimension 4, dimension 5, dimension 6. Right. But they're still working their way up to dimension 10, 11, 12. Right. So if we're already the highest dimension, everything's connected. Right. if everything is all one, you wouldn't know what separation is, because everything is everything. It's all one
Everything's
thing.
everything, yeah.
Right? But then when you split and become the binary, the 1 and 0, then you're like, oh, there's this and there's that.
That's why like people theorize that 2 is actually the first real number. Like 1 is the unification of all, but 2 is the first instance that 1 can actually experience what 1 is, because it has a mirror.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? But then you have the 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 3, and then once you make that connection, then you're back
1
to
plus 1 plus 2 is 3.
it's something like that. You know what I mean? The Triforce. I don't know, dude. 1 plus 2 is 3.
This nigga jumped to Zelda.
No, but you get what
I know
I'm
what
saying.
you're talking about.
So
Like you're talking about some Kabbalah shit right there. Like you're talking about the like the triunion. Essentially, I think what you're describing is the space in between, the void.
yeah,
Is that why you're bringing up the?
Well, I just because it's a triangle and 3. But what I was saying is when everything is one,
Yeah.
you don't have a concept of separation because everything is unified, right? But when you come down to 3 dimension, which is where we live, and which is in the 4th and the 5th and whatever, Earth is in 3 dimensions.
Yeah.
Right? That's where you're able to experience what it's like to see you, even though I is I.
And that's why I think this experience exists. That's why I think there are different planes.
Yeah.
Because there is a need for them,
That's what I'm saying.
but there's not a need to stay in them. There's a need to experience them.
Okay,
But
so
if you've experienced them, why do you need to bring a child in to experience it? You've experienced it.
yeah, but
That goes genetically to your child.
but it's not the child is the human thing. The child is just a vessel for the all.
Fair enough. But okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Because there's another fractal that's needing to come in.
Yeah, they want to see. They want to try it out. Want to have some fun.
I mean, we're here.
yeah, this is a blast.
It was for us, thankfully.
Yes.
There's definitely times where it wasn't, but I think it's the times where it wasn't that made me realize how much of a blast it actually is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to bless somebody with this good old time?
Depending on what's going on in this plane of existence. Maybe if it's like a golden
But you don't
age.
get to
Maybe
decide
if it's
that.
like a golden age. Yeah, you do though. Yeah, like we're here specifically at this time specifically.
Yes.
It's not coincidental.
No, but I'm saying like,
So if it's not coincidental, what does that mean? It's purposeful.
yeah, but that comes from the all.
But if you're the all that came down here, fractaled up, then you
Yeah.
decided to come down here when you came down here.
Okay, good point. So I guess no, you're right. So if that's the case, then like when I guess my future generations, when they're ready to come down here,
Yeah.
they're gonna come down here regardless.
I'm getting a call from the floor. Hey, it's Jesse Singh.
Hey, that's a call from above.
Yo, my brother, we're just recording the podcast. Hello? This nigga just hung up on me. I think I picked up right when he hung up.
Like even though it is the all, and yeah, maybe some people get stuck in the. He's actually calling back.
Yeah. Yo, brother. Hello? Watch it hang up again. Yo. All right.
He's gonna call back a third time.
I'm just gonna message him. I'm recording. I'll call you back. But keep speaking.
My whole point is we are here. Well, I don't know, but it's to experiences, right? And there are some experiences that happen over and over and over again, which is why they end up in the things like the Bible, right? Because it's like a specific kind of frequency wave experience that can happen. And people have picked up on that. So they're like, hey, this is a situation that's happened X amount of times beforehand. Here's a story about it. So you can look at your situation from a third person perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And see yourself, like you're watching yourself in the situation, but you're watching yourself from outside of the situation.
Your higher self.
This is outside the splash zone. This the doggone splash zone.
You see what I'm saying?
But you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why me personally, I'd want to fund generations, because it needs to continue, at least what I think. Like although there's an end, it's Ouroboros, so it continues as well.
Yeah. It's never ending. But in that is why I'm saying I feel like the actual prize is to get your lineage out. Because think about the levels of ancestors like stuck. Because not everybody makes it out, right?
Yeah.
This is so the burden of not only just saving yourself, but knowing that in saving yourself, you're saving like lineages.
Mm-hmm. But if my thing is, if that were the case, why not jump off a bridge? Then your whole lineage is saved. If you're not,
that's not, because that's we all know that ain't it. You ain't getting home on that.
So though, ending your lineage can't be it. Or you get what I'm trying to say there? Like,
ending your lineage can't be it. But you're not in your lineage.
If you choose not to have or bring people down, bring energies.
I think
if they
that's
don't choose
a matter of
down,
perception,
because they choose that one to come down.
Because you're, but there is no separation, bro. You could have come down as your mom. You yourself could have come down as your mom or your brother or your dad.
I could have. But
this is what I'm saying. So there is no you.
There's only I and I.
There's only I and I. So it's like this one. Like I feel like getting your specific.
So if this is the case,
this is my again. We're just battling.
I know, but that's the case. If you save yourself, your line is already saved.
Correct.
Therefore, even if they're here, they're saved already.
All right.
Yes, or do you agree?
I do agree with that, because everything is passed through junk DNA. Scientists have just discovered that there is actually no junk DNA. Oh, what a shock. Turns out maybe all your ancestors' memories are in there. Anyways.
Yeah.
Like,
so we're already good.
True. I do believe that. It's like a bird inherently knowing how to fly. It's passed down genetically.
Something like that.
Or is it that they see their parents fly and then they just mimic that?
What's the difference?
It is still genetic. All right, let's end this poll question. So again, the poll question was the most confusing one, but still we got a really good combo out of that. Do you want to live and leave behind for your family generations? The options were win lotto and live wealthy with nothing to pass on, live well with some property and money to leave, live rich, die young, and leave money for one generation, or live poor and leave a rare item that funds generations. And the results?
Sorry, one last thing, because now I'm thinking about it, right? The ultimate goal is to figure it out yourself, right? So even if I were to leave them the cheat code...
Well, the ultimate goal is to know yourself.
Yeah, okay, ultimate goal is to know yourself. But
which I guess is the same thing.
But to leave... Like, because one thing that comes to my mind is, did you ever see the movie Knives Out?
I did, actually. A long time ago.
Yeah, the first one.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah,
I watched both of them, actually.
So
the murder mystery with
Benoit Blanc.
The fuck?
That's the
all right.
Anyways,
yeah.
So the guy, his whole thing was he didn't want to give his family the money. Mm-hmm. He wanted to figure out. He wanted them to figure out how to make it on their own, which would be like
spoiler alert. No,
win the lotto, live wealthy with nothing to pass on. But then again, he ended up passing it on to the one chick. You know what I mean? Because she had a good heart. Meanwhile,
because she had a good heart.
Yeah, that was, and she played the game her own way. That was the main secret. Everyone was trying to play the game so they can get the money and I want to be in the will, so I'm gonna be nice. This one chick's like, I'm just gonna be me. I'm gonna be me. That's how I win. And that's how she ended up winning. I don't know how that's related, but it feels like it.
All right, let's get to the results here. Oh, that's so funny. All right, 11% said win lotto and live wealthy with nothing to pass on. 59% said live well with some property and money to leave. 15% said live rich, die young, and leave money for one generation. 15% said live poor and leave rare item that funds generations. So that was pretty evenly split, actually, with the 3. And then half the people just went the other way.
Yeah. The thing is, I feel like that one where most people landed, that's kind of like the middle path.
It is, yeah. Yeah, because you get to live pretty good.
Yeah, they get to live pretty good. Everyone gets to live pretty good.
With some property and money to leave. But that's really only like your kids.
Yeah, but if they have enough and they
make that work,
they make that work, they pass it on.
That's the best.
They flip it and
it's the most even.
Yeah.
I see that. Yeah, I agree with that. I still personally, I would have gone with the live poor and leave rare item because I'm on the same wavelength. Just leave one piece of paper that has a drawing of a pyramid and leave them a mirror.
Yeah.
Be like, yo, figure this out. Like, what the fuck?
And a panic lecture.
Great Grandpa Zeus mean? A pyramid and a mirror. Huh. I got camera lenses under here. All right, that's good. All right, I think that's gonna wrap up this episode. That was a solid episode.
Yeah. This is Black Zeus, the podcast season 5.
I love y'all. Thank you for supporting. Once again, the Patreon is launched. If you do want to watch my comedy special right now, you can do so. It's only $10 and you can get it as part of the subscription fee. So like if you subscribe to the Patreon, you can get it that way, or you can just buy it outright for $10 that way. Once again, for transparency, I will release the comedy special for free on the YouTube once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So you can also just hit the subscriber button and just do that. You can support that way, whichever way you want to support. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that. I don't necessarily use it the way everybody else does, but I'm there if you want to find me. AKA Black Zeus is the person to find on those platforms.